Good morning. It is 11:32 a.m. on Sunday, June 5th, 2016. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So, slept in today after getting up at about 5:45 a.m. with the little dog to take her outside because puppy bladders are on a routine. I was ready to go back to sleep. So, it took me much more of the day yesterday than I had expected it to, but I did in fact get the Platinum Trophy on Lego Marvel Avengers. Yay me! Plus all the DLC too. That's actually the part that kind of uh, surprised me. I that took longer than I expected. It's all good though. I had a good time. It's fine. It's done. So, um, I did play some other video games though yesterday. What I jumped into first was Gallery Call of the Starseed, which I believe I mentioned yesterday as having a mouthful of a title. Um, but that one is for the Vive VR, and so it's a fairly, in terms of the game genre, it's a fairly standard adventure type game where you're exploring and solving basic environmental puzzles to advance the story. But it was a lot of fun. I'm actually not quite finished with episode one, which is supposed to be, I spent 2 hours in it, and I think I finished 4 out of the 5 sections. And it it was very cool. So, like for example, um, I won't get into all of the specific puzzles and all that, but basically, it's fun to explore. You're finding clues by you're on a beach, and there's a tent on the beach, and because you're in the room scale VR, you have to get down on your hands and knees and climb into the tent, and then look up at the underside of the tent, which you wouldn't be able to see if you were standing. Um, in order to see a clue there. There was a lot of fun in it had these the basic fireworks in a campfire, so you could start the firework in the campfire and then you're shooting it around in VR. But the most fun part of what I did yesterday, anyway, was um, there's a room where a really strong electromagnetic field is making everything with metal in it kind of float around like there's no gravity. And there's basically a fuse box puzzle where you need to put a bunch of fuses in the system with, um, in the right combinations. And you have the little magnet gun that can make, basically you can point at the floating fuses and have it draw them to you. But it was just super cool because you're just looking around, and the little thing's just floating by, and you're just going, gotcha, and then put it in the fuse box, and then you're just walking around, and it's like, oh look, there's a floating hammer, grabbing that, and then look at that floating TV over there. Boom, got it. It's just very cool. It's like that's the sort of stuff that VR really allows for. There's a scene earlier where there's a guy in the game, and he's tossing stuff to you, and you have to catch it because it's delicate. And so it's just a matter of what other kind of game is there? Video game, of course, where something gets tossed to you and you're seeing everything in 3D, and what you have to do is go, got it. It's pretty cool. I enjoyed it. So the only reason I didn't finish the 5th section is that it was getting warm in my apartment, and so I was getting sweaty inside the goggles, which is non-optimal. Um, so yeah, that was a lot of fun. I also started a little bit of one of the first DLC packs for Dragon Age Inquisition, which I had bought a while back and then just never got into. I played so much of the original Dragon Age Inquisition game that I was kind of burned out on it a little bit by the time I finished. So uh, being able to uh, being able to do have rested on it enough to go back for the DLC is fun, except that is a game where, at least with stuff like crafting your armor and weapons and everything, there's a sort of a learning curve that you fall out of. And so, like, the DLC comes with a whole bunch of new items, but it seems like, well, these are not quite as good as what I've got on. But could I craft them? What about these schematics? I don't remember how to do any of this. Not that it's a big problem, but yeah, good stuff yesterday. And then, of course, in all of that, I still found time to, write, take the little dog outside. All right, I think that'll probably do it for today. Today, more relaxation, although I'm going to take a shower. And also, I'm going to try to use my new little gizmo to give a bath to the little dog. I will report back on my progress in that matter tomorrow when I talk to you for 5 more minutes. Bye now.